Hey, what's up guys? John here. Some pretty crazy things are happening in Los Angeles, and I believe they are getting ready to rug pull every business owner, property owner, and citizen inside of the city. If you live there, or even if you don't, pay attention to what's going on, because this could very likely be coming to a city near you. I think we're going to see property values absolutely plummet. I think we're going to see rents fall in a very, very big way. And I think crime is going to start to look a little bit more like Gotham City in a place like Los Angeles in the coming 6 months or a year. I'm going to lay out the facts. This isn't speculation. This is law. This is what's happening. This is not, maybe this does happen, maybe it doesn't happen. It's going to happen. This is what they're saying. It's written in law. Hit the like button if you'd like, and YouTube will share this content to educate more people. And if you want to invest in distressed real estate, because I personally believe a lot of distress is going to be coming, we'd love to help you at greatcreditfast.com. That's greatcreditfast.com for a free consultation. You can give us a call, 561-430-5900. Take a look at this. So Zero Bail is now back in Los Angeles. And this is enforcing the secured money bail schedules against poor people who are detained in jail solely for the reason of poverty is clear, pervasive, and a serious constitutional violation. So I don't know since when they started caring about the Constitution, but to say someone is in jail solely for the reason of poverty, what they're really saying is that they are in jail because of inequality. That if we're going to start to live through the buzzwords, this is what they're saying. People are they're going to jail because of inequality. And they go on to say that they are losing housing, they are losing time with their children, they're going through all these bad situations because, I'll leave this article in the show notes so you can read it yourself, they're going through all these bad situations because of their poverty, right? Doesn't make sense, but this is what they're saying. And so, but it all adds up. It all adds up to a bigger picture here. So in LA, this came out today. It says LA could expand office to home conversions across the city. They are going to add 255,000 homes in the next 6.5 years. This is from a 1999 adaptive reuse ordinance credited with the explosive growth of homes downtown. So you start to think like how long this has actually been in works. 1999. This is going to happen, right? This said that it's only going to be older buildings before 1974, which is most of the city, right? So how is this whole thing going to play out? They're saying that they're going to bring 12,000 homes in downtown and other areas, but here's where this all works. So 255,000 units, there's 3.56 million total housing units in LA. Now, a lot of these housing units are in places like West LA and a lot of single family neighborhoods with R1 zoning, where it's going to be harder to put a 50 unit, 100 unit, 200 unit building there. So they're going to likely probably pursue areas such as downtown LA, Westlake Village, Silver Lake, Boyle Heights, Echo Park, these communities all around downtown LA. However, if we start to look at how LA is mapped out and how the metro is mapped out, you have a metro that goes right alongside the freeway, essentially, just south of the freeway, straight to the beach. So everyone here, if you put 255,000 more residents here, everyone will be densely populated in an inflationary environment with a very low cost of, crime. Like if they get caught doing a crime, the cost is very low to them, right? So the upside of committing that crime is great. And so where are they going to go if they're in that situation? They're going to go where the money is, right? Wouldn't you, if you were a criminal, would you go try to rob people around you that have very little? Probably not, right? You would probably try to go to other areas, Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, Beverlywood, Cheviot Hills. You would start to make your way into areas where, the median home price might be $2 million, $3 million. People are driving G-Wagons and nicer cars, having nice watches, stuff like that. Probably what you would do, right? So we start to look at how this plays out. Now, LA County, what they're doing is they are using tax funds to start to acquire properties, right? They start to acquire properties. They're trying to right now buy a 300 unit hotel. It's under contract for a list price of $70 million. And this is the Mayfair Hotel, pretty famous hotel in Westlake Village, prime area. So they're starting to acquire these properties. They partnered up with the Biden administration, and they're going to reduce homelessness apparently by 25% by 2025, so the next 2.5 years. So the big question is, how do you reduce homelessness by 25% inside of the next 2.5 years if it takes roughly 4 years to build new? It takes 4 years to build new. Obviously, the strategy would not be to build new, right? The strategy would likely be to start to knock on the doors of property owners or start to try to find, win-win solutions for property owners to start to house people, or for the city to start to acquire a lot of distressed property and then put people inside of these properties. That's going to be something that's going to allow them to see their goal a little bit faster. And this is also going to be funded, interestingly enough, by the mansion tax. You've heard a lot about the mansion tax, at least I have. If you have a property between $5 and $10 million, it'll be taxed 4.5%, and then north of $10 million, it'll be 5.5%. Now, this is not just single-family homes. It's land, it's industrial, it's commercial property, it's all properties. And so this money is going to start to be being used to put, right here it says it, the purpose of Measure ULA is to fund affordable housing projects and provide resources to tenants at risk of homelessness. Now you think about this. Are these tenants actually buying the properties? Forget, your position on it, whether you think it's a good thing or bad thing. Are the tenants actually buying these properties? The answer is no, right? The state is buying these properties. The state is taking taxpayer funds and then using taxpayer funds to buy properties in the name of the greater good, putting these tenants in a rental situation in which the citizens are going to be funding and the state's just acquiring properties, right? That is whether you are on this side or that side, whatever side you're on, this is not a long-term solution, not a long-term win for a tenant. Tenants, for the most part, they have a goal of one day being able to own property, being able to have their own slice of the pie. Now, many people might say, John, property values are way too high, it's too expensive, I'll never be able to buy something in LA. I wouldn't write that off as crazy just yet, especially when you start to look at how things are going. For example, LA median rents dipped 0.8% in March. This all actually plays out to why I think a lot of tenants are going to be able to buy properties, or they would be able to buy properties if the state wasn't doing what they're doing now. So think about it. If you're to buy multifamily property in Los Angeles, you are probably buying it at a 4% return or a 5% return, meaning if rents start to drop 4 or 5%, you, the property owner, the investor, will be operating that building at a deficit, right? Now, this is 0.8% for March, just for March. Now, in January, this is January 17th, so this is roughly 3 months before that, rents dropped 1% as well in Los Angeles and Long Beach, and 4% in Oceanside. So you're starting to see rents come down. I believe what we're going to start seeing is these rents come down to a point to where all these property owners could be stepping into a deficit as they start to add more housing stock. So if they're talking about adding 255,000 housing units, essentially increasing the housing supply by 7.2%, you're going to start to see rents continuing to fall. And so as that is occurring, property owners are going to be in a bad situation, a lot of these multifamily property owners, because they bought these properties at very low interest rates in which they're going to have to, 5 units and above, you have to refinance them after a certain period of time, every 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. You can't refinance a building in which you have no equity in. So if rents are falling and the cost to borrow money is increasing, it's a problem. These property owners are going to start letting go of properties, which could be a great situation for a tenant that is looking to buy a property with maybe 3.5% down or 4% down or 5% down, one of those little 2 to 4 unit properties, which there's tons of these opportunities in Los Angeles. At least there were a few years ago. And I think this is going to start to come back again, and this is why. So mortgage rates today are absolutely insane. They just jumped again today. So the average credit score in America is a 698, 8.22%. Now, this number 18 months ago is 3%, right? 3%. So you look at what this means. If you were to buy a property in Los Angeles, let's just say for $700,000, which, is still a lot. But at 8%, it's $5,000 a month, $5,306 per month, right? That's with $70,000 as a down payment. However, what I think could very likely happen here is you could start to see these values come down a lot more than that, maybe down to $500,000. Because you think about it, who's going to be able to afford, for you to be able to buy a property for $500K? I mean, you have to make $13,000, $14,000 a month household income. People aren't making that. Now, a lot of these people bought these properties at $800,000, $900,000 to where they're not going to be able to refinance them basically for a very, very long time. They're locked into these properties. The cost of living is going through the roof. The job market's changing. You're going to have people walking away from these properties left, right, and center. And so if you're a tenant right now, you have good credit, you put yourself in a good position, you'd be able to put yourself in a better position by buying one of these duplexes in some of these areas, or a fourplex. I did it. It was a great situation for me. A lot of people do this. They start out and they buy their first deal. But when they sell this, this conversation of, people need affordable housing, people need the state to step in. What is really happening here is it puts a tenant in a situation to where they can't own a property or duplex or a fourplex and rent it out, because if they do, the state is probably going to work against them. And if they have a tenant not paying rent, they're not going to be able to get that tenant out easily. It's going to cost the tenant an arm and a leg. In Los Angeles, for example, it might cost you $10, $15, $20, $30,000 to evict a tenant. I'm not kidding. I went through it multiple times. It is not cheap. It's very, very, very expensive. The entire situation in Los Angeles is full of red tape. I mean, look at this. Let's say for this deal right here, $729,000 for this. Bring your investors, owner-occupied clients, and there's 2 on a lot property. So the front house consists of a large living room, and then there's like a little rear unit consists of a living room. So even for something like this, I mean, this isn't like a horrible situation, but you just start to look at these deals, like $800,000 for this little duplex. Like, that's crazy, right? $800,000. So to put this in a context, 809, you would need, if you were to put down the conventional 20%, so considering that the mortgage is less, it's $5,164. So for you to buy that property and rent out both sides, you'd have to rent it for $2,700 a month and collect rent 12 months a year, right? Who's doing that? And you have to have $161,800 to put as a down payment. That's insane. These people are upside down. They're in trouble. And the state's coming for them. The state's not going to make it easier for property owners. I would imagine that we start to see one of the biggest housing bubbles start to form, not so much due to high property prices and this crazy situation with mortgage rates, but due to situations where the state just keeps moving forward and advancing on property owners and making people, they're putting people into a situation where they can't collect rent, they can't evict people, they can't do anything because it's all against inequality and this entire conversation that they're having right now about homeless. And the Biden stepping forward with the entire state of California, in Los Angeles, California, watch it. Watch California closely. Watch Los Angeles property values very, very closely. I'm not saying Los Angeles is a horrible place to invest. I'm just simply saying make sure you cover your bases. Make sure you're paying attention to these changes, because when they're adding housing units, they're reducing the cost of getting busted for a crime, and they're moving against property owners. It's a bad situation for people that have a lot of leverage and don't have many options and many ways to move. What do you think about it? Drop below, hit the like button, subscribe here, and on my second channel, add me on IG as well. And if you need help fixing your credit, we'd love to help you at greatcreditfast.com. Give us a call, 561-430-5900.